focus on the motor development of early childhood is because if your child now misses out on the motor skills, may it be soft skills, the gross motor skills, if you're providing your child with a particular kind of environment and the child is growing up with adults, say adult siblings or very older siblings who is in an adolescent stage or a pre-adolescent stage also, has a different world than that of the child who is a school going, a high school going child, and that of a preschool age children. So if a child grows with adults, say with only parents or older cousins or uncles and aunties, then in that case you cannot crib and blame the adulthood of your child, and if his personality is not developed the way which it could have been if you would have provided that child with a different environment, with a natural raw environment full of outdoor activities, outdoor exercises, outdoor plays and outdoor friends of his age, and he would have grown with the siblings or cousins or friends of his age. Then we complain that the person is throwing a lot of attitude, he is not adjusting in his high school, or the person is not, he or she is not adjusting in the office, he is not adjusting with the life partners, they are having breakups and makeups and they are having a lot of adjusting issue. This issue of adaptability, this problem in the personality, this very shades of the personality is actually shaped up, and the root lies in the early childhood. Know this thing for very sure. Interpersonal skills, people take classes now for developing the interpersonal skills, missing out on the fact that when the child is new to the earth, is new to the people, the surrounding of this earth, and is completely unaware of the good and the bad, what is goodness, what is evil, nothing. It's completely away and pure from the malice and the hypocrisy that the world and the society has to offer. That is the very raw stage when you can actually shape up your child's future by giving him or her the right environment, by focusing on the motor development of your child at an early childhood. Motor development refers to the senses of the children being explored and discovered at its full potential, raw, natural and full of energy, completely left to the mother earth, left to the clay, the dust, the muddy garden that you are offering him. Do not restrict the child to indoor games. Please do not do that, because this is going to actually harm the child. Not now. This is going to harm the personality of the child when the person grows up to be an adult. That child now whom you are calling a child or by various nicknames is actually a person. An adult person is hidden within that child, which is on the stage of stemming and growing. Shape up his personality by making him realize the potential, the true potentials of his senses. This is a stage of the child where the soft, the focused and the raw energy down within him in the subconscious, the subtle energy that he releases, he is completely unaware of the good, bad, evil, hypocrisy society has to offer. This is the best stage to let the child make use of his soft muscles, make use of his fingers, know how to strike the right kind of balance. It is the child's stage of discovering and exploring his own senses and ability. We have heard of the famous catch and throw thing, where you throw the child and catch him. This develops when you throw him up, he gets a feeling of sense of fear, and then he feels that confidence that yes, the person who's throwing me up is going to catch me hold tight. This builds the confidence in the child. Do we actually know that the sensory organs and the psychology of the child is much more alert and closer to even animals than in reference with adults? Adults, they have a particular way of thinking, and child have the different world. A child has his own world, which is very different to, if you want to know a child's world, look at a small puppy or a small animal or a small creature who is completely out and away from all kind of malice and the evil things of the world, and just look at the rawness and the organic energy that any small animal has, and that same energy and organic raw feel you will get from the child, because even the child has his own world. Have you seen a quiet animal? What is it that goes on in the minds of an animal? Have you seen a child when he or she is engrossed in playing, say making a clay pot or anything? Have we seen the child when he's completely engrossed in making a clay pot or playing with dolls or anything he or she does? Children have their own world, which is very, very different from that of the world of an adult child, or for that matter an adolescent. Even an adolescent has a different world, but then that is the world of fantasies. That's also very, very different from the preschool age children. So make sure that a preschool age child gets the company of another preschool age child, because he will be able to relate, and they will be, it's a kind of upbringing. And upbringing, usually they say that people and who become parents, the parents are the ones who gives upbringing to the children, but it's not that. Upbringing is something what a child gives to another child. Children growing together bring up themselves as well as their fellow friends. If you want the child to grow up and develop interpersonal skills and make a good adjustment in the society and develop the adaptability, the skills to actually go and connect with people and have a good temper and not be arrested with wrong temper management, then please focus on the motor development skills of the child. Especially this holds true in the case of adolescents as well as the preschool toddler. See, I tell you, adolescents often, obviously, they will not be into more outdoor games, maybe tennis or badminton at times, but post-pandemic, the after effects are such that they are more into mobiles and digital games and online classes. So now this will obviously have an impact on the adolescents also, but on the younger siblings, if they have the toddler or the preschool age child, this will be very, very, very harmful, double the harm what it will cause to the adolescent. Why? Because at the preschool age, your sensory organs are very, very, very raw. You are very new to this earth, very new to this world. So if the child doesn't get used to the clay, doesn't get used to the mud, the dust, and it doesn't get used to the outdoors, then his motor development skills will actually get affected. Both the fine skills as well as the gross skills. If you want your child to have a very normal adulthood that will be full of efficiency and efficacy, and he will be able to perform better in the life, then you have to focus on his early childhood. Of course, this holds true for adolescents, but they are at a stage where they have a lot of mood swings. So you cannot actually force them for something. You have to make them understand and take a very friendly tone. But in the case of preschool child, at least you can make sure the environment that you will give that child will grow in that environment. At the very early childhood gets used to digital games and an indoor life, then take this thing for sure that he or she will miss out on developing the interpersonal skills at the older stage of his or her life. When the child is school going or at his preschool age, that is the time when this motor development needs to be encouraged. Know this thing, what is motor development? It is the basic skills. The child gets the sense of his own senses. He realizes what the senses are and how much power packed the senses that he is gifted with. Encourage more and more children around you to come and play with your child. Provide your child with friends. A child that grows with adult and a child that grows with children of their same age, suppose you have just one child and there is no sibling the child has, then make sure to have a play school kind of thing in your house or near your house. Enroll the child in a play school thing so that he grows with other children. And this play school I am referring to is other than the normal school that he is going, because this is actually causing a lot of harm to the child. Obesity is increasing, and it's not just the case of obesity. Obesity increases, that is a physical harm, but one thing people don't realize is the increase of obesity actually has an impact on your intelligence levels also. Your brain also functions in a different manner. The brain is not very active because the obesity within you, the energy is locked up and you are not unlocking the energy. Hence the potential of the brains, you are missing out on unlocking those potentials, and you are actually missing out on letting your brain develop the way it should. Obesity is not a very simple thing. It's not just the KFC burgers that you eat and you put on, and then this is something when you grow up you put on, that's a different thing. And in the adolescent stage, when you're a child, in your early childhood, when you put on weight and you develop obesity, this is a very, very, very wrong sign. This is an indication that your energy is not being channelized the way it should. Please make sure and focus on the motor development of your children, especially in the early childhood, because this will shape up the future personality of your child, the way he will behave, the decisions that he's going to take, the decisions that he's going to react to, what others take for him. This will control his actual temper, personality, and the ego which we all have. That ego will actually fall into right direction and right track once the early childhood is set. And if the early childhood goes wrong, then this is the impact that we keep on reaping for the rest of our lives. Make sure firstly your child grows with another child. Maximum hours of the child's life should go on spending with children of his or her age and not grow with just parents or adults around or adult cousins. No, this will shape up a very different childhood for him, and that will shape up children growing up with other children, shapes up and have a different impact on the child's personality and spiritual aura as well. This is actually the stage where you can make sure of his complete overall growth in the form of mind. This is the time. This is the most accurate time where you can help him build the measure, the balance, the accuracy, the gross as well as the fine motor skills. Push him hard to discover his own senses, the ability of his own senses. This will bring up the confidence level in him. When he grows up, you will be actually shocked, in surprise. It will be a moment of shock, in awe, the way you will see him grow with that personality level. He doesn't have to go for then anger management, stress management classes, interpersonal skill development, confidence building classes. No, nothing of that sort. Because at that very raw stage of the early childhood, when he is in the process and he is built that way, the nature, the universe has made him that way, has designed, programmed him that way, that it is that stage he can develop the sense of confidence like never again. This opportunity will not come again in your life, because this is the raw opportunity that the universe is providing you with. The child at this stage discovers his potentials, unlocks his energy, his mind potentials, because he is unaware of anything that will cause any disturbance or any stress to his mind. He will be emotionally very jolly. That adults are not, even adolescents are not. Even pre-adolescent stage children are not that raw and organic as the toddler or preschool children are. So this is the stage encouraging him to play more and more with their fingers, with their hands, with their soft muscles, and as they grow up, they need to play with balls and all sort of such kind of outdoor games which will help them make a balance. They will hop on one leg, they will get to know the sense of balance, they will get the sense of accuracy and to draw a particular measurement. These are the skills that are actually, you're seeing your child is just growing physically, but he is growing mentally to be a very strong personality, because this stage is building on the personality. This is how he will perceive the world. This is how he will look at the world. He will respond to the society, the world, the dirt, the garbage that the society has to offer to any adult. He will be well equipped and prepared to respond to those situations with full confidence, with full potential, and on a higher spiritual level. When I say spiritual, people will again, I don't want my child to be spiritual. What do you think spirituality to be? Is it getting into some particular religion and becoming very religious, or all the time praying and becoming a god man or something like this? Religion and spirituality both are the most beautiful things if they are divorced from politics and controversies and whatever bad you have associated with it. When I say spiritual growth, this is actually unlocking the intelligence and the potentials of your mind. It is actually meditating and dwelling within yourself and getting the hold and track of the life pranic urja that is within yourself, that you can see within children. They are completely very close to that pranic life energy, which we do years of meditation to actually get hold of that life pranic energy. Why? Because we are grown-ups, and once you're grown up, you have seen the world. The child is new to the world. His energy is very raw and organic. Let him grow, and let him grow into a beautiful and a loving personality, full of intelligence, full of grit, full of self-confidence, and a willpower that is unthinkable. This is the opportunity that you can make use of and benefit in abundance. Just do it. Focus on the child's early childhood.